Yeah, my name's Matt, you've already heard a lot, and I head up the digital marketing team at Jellyfish Connect, so kind of have a team of guys who are doing all the subscription marketing at the moment, and then I take the credit for it. So what I'm going to talk to you all about now is turning search into subscriptions. And what that is kind of meaningless, but what I mean by that is we've seen a bit of a gap with this, not just with UOpen as a brand and an opportunity in general of being in the marketplace, but also in terms of the audience out there and turning more of this audience into people who want to buy subscription boxes. And I'm kind of going to go through where that gap is and where we feel we can fit in and where our marketing is going to kind of work and hopefully work alongside what you guys are already doing. So to start with, and I apologize because having seen everyone else's presentations, I realized just how unslick my slides are. But to start with, I'm assuming everyone in this room is here because they either work on or have a very awesome box. So it might be that you've created something that makes life a little bit more convenient, or it might be that you've created something that's just kind of like a personal gift, something that's a bit more of an indulgence, or it might be that you just think moss is fucking awesome, and everyone should have more moss in their lives because, I mean, there's not enough moss out there. So it might just be that you think that's really great, you know, and we joke, but 10,000 positive reviews say that moss is very popular. So whatever it is, you're all here because you've created something like that, which is fantastic. And having spoken to a lot of you out and about, you're all very passionate about your boxes and all really believe in them, which is great to hear. And what we've also heard already from Brandwatch and Hitwise and from Carola is that the industry, from a consumer point of view, is also growing really well. So this is just some search term data from Google showing that over the last kind of 5 years, more and more people are searching for subscription boxes. So the situation we're in is you guys have created really great boxes, more and more people are searching for them, so everyone's winning, which is fantastic. Except there's only one problem with this, and it's that age-old myth in marketing, which is if you build it, they will come, which we know doesn't work with marketing. You might have built an absolutely amazing box and might have built a fantastic website, but simply doing that doesn't mean people will arrive to it. It worked for Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams, but it doesn't really work for us. And obviously, that's where marketing comes in. But as well as building it, they will come alone being difficult. Although there are more and more people searching, just put it into context. Currently, 1.3 billion websites actively online right now. And that's the active ones. Think of all the ones that have been built that aren't being used. So you've got to build it, you've got to create something great, and yes, more and more people are searching for it, but you've got to market it, and you've got to stand out from the noise of all the other websites doing the same thing. So it's a difficult task. Now, can we get rid of that? Brilliant. Now, what a lot of you will already be thinking, I'm sure, is that you already have an amazing marketing plan, and I'm sure loads of you do. I mean, some of the marketing for some of the subscription boxes is fantastic, and I'm by no means saying that you guys are doing a bad job of it, because some of it's absolutely brilliant. But kind of what I want to talk about is a gap that we're seeing in that marketing, which is where we feel UOpen can fit in and where we can help enhance your marketing and help you get more subscriptions. That's the idea. That's the dream. So to do that, I want to start by talking about the way I personally look at digital marketing, the way we see it, of how people go from just regular user online to being a subscriber, being someone who buys your products. And we tend to see that people go through these 4 steps. So awareness, interest, desire, and action. Now, to put it into context with a subscription box, I use beer because I'm northern and it's what I know. So we start with the awareness stage that there might be someone online who just likes trying unique beers. So the idea behind that is, I'm not saying this person is going to try and buy beers online. It's just we've profiled this user, all of their demographic signals, their search behavior, all of their history shows us that they're the kind of person who likes trying unique beers. And they might be the kind of person who would be interested in a subscription box if they knew what one was. But they might have never even heard of a subscription box. They might not ever think about buying unique beers online. They just like unique beers. As they move into the interest stage, then you kind of think of it more as it's someone who's saying, okay, so how can I sample a range of different beers online? Maybe they have seen some kind of advertisements about, whether offline or online, and they want to try different beers. Then there's kind of a leap. So the top 2, it's all about, people in that mindset of, I like beers and maybe I want to try them. Whereas when we move into desire and action, desire is more, so what are the different buying options? So at this point, they know they want to buy something, and which one's right for me personally. And then when they get into action, that's when they know what they want, it's just about getting it. So now I know I want a subscription to beers, so now I just need to know where I can get it and which one is the best one for me personally. Now what we're seeing is that what all you guys do fantastically well online in terms of digital marketing is be there when people get to these stages. Once people know, I want to buy a subscription and I want, a certain subscription, you're there and the marketplace is round. And just to kind of show that as an example, you search for beer subscription box or coffee subscription box or makeup. So in that kind of desire stage where the person knows they want a subscription box, they've not committed to a brand, but they know they want one, it's flooded with ads. It's flooded with ads, it's flooded with Google Shopping, and there's loads of high-ranking SEO sites on there as well. So we're hitting all them. And then once the person goes straight to the action stage and they actually want to commit, so say they search specifically for a brand like Grey's Box or HelloFresh, again, it's got ads and a strong SEO presence and even competitors trying to get in on that action as well. So that's great. So when people are here and they're a person who already knows what a subscription box is and knows that they want to get one, we're hitting them really well. But the problem is these ones are kind of being ignored when it comes to online search. And they're just as valuable because actually, if we can teach more of these people up here what a subscription box is and the benefits of it, we're going to get more people down this bottom end. And to put that into context, if we search for things like sample different beers or coffees from around the world, discover new makeup, how does a food subscription box work, or what is a subscription box? Key thing with all those landscapes, no ads at all, not a single one. But not only are there not any ads, all of the listings above the fold on all of those landscapes are either news articles from the likes of The Telegraph and The Independent, or their Wikipedia pages. And each one of those screenshots I've got up there is not a single subscription box above the fold, which is just mad. Because these are the types of people searching for this stuff that could definitely turn into those people who want subscriptions. They're in that awareness and interest stage, and we need to move them into the action stage. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but does anyone actually search for stuff like that? Well, what Google will also show us is that for every kind of person searching for the word subscription and box with these kind of terms, there is just as many people, if not more, searching for the likes of different beers, different coffees, unique beer, stuff like that. So there's as many people online searching for all that stuff where no one's even paying any attention to them or showing them any ads or any SEO ranking, but there's everyone at the bottom of the funnel. Now, some more stats to back that up because I've realized I've just shown you images so far. What we also know from all the research that we work alongside is that 81% of shoppers conduct product research online before purchasing. So 81% of all the sales that are happening online are going through the research stage online as well. So they are definitely starting at the top of that funnel. 61% of people will read a product review before making a purchase. We all pretty much do that. And today, consumers will use an average of 6 touch points in their online journey. So in other words, they're hitting 6 different points online before going through and making that purchase, which might be going on Facebook, reading a blog, looking at a review, comparing different boxes and the like before they actually go through and convert. So that awareness interest stage is really important. So the way we look at it, we go through these 4 stages, and this is what we do at the moment for our other products. We make sure we are there and advertise to them through all 4. So we start at the top with the awareness stage, and we do big, broad display campaigns and big, broad generic keyword campaigns as well as social campaigns. And like I say, at that point, we're profiling users online and trying to find the people we think might be able to force down that funnel and become consumers, and we get our brand in their mindset early on. When they get into the interest stage, we make sure we follow them there and we start using specific keywords that they're looking for and those intent keywords and make sure we're in those landscapes as well. Now, because we do that, it means that by the time we get to this desire and action stage, we're in a much stronger position. A lot of the ads I showed at the beginning are kind of hitting people when they're already at that stage. So the user's already decided, I want a beer subscription box, and that's the point we're saying, right, let's start advertising to them. But it's a lot easier to be in their mindset and advertise them here if you were already in this step up here, because you already know loads about them, you've already had that touch point, you can collect loads of data on them. So to put it into a real life example, I'd love to show you one with you open, but obviously we're not live yet. This is for magazine.co.uk. And if we start with someone who maybe goes to Google and searches for gardening tips, so very much in that awareness, interest, top of the funnel stage, they're not looking to buy a magazine yet, they're just looking for gardening tips. You'll see on Google that the top ad is magazine.co.uk and the top SEO listing is us as well. And at that point, we're just getting there in that awareness stage. So that when they come back through in the interest stage or the desire and they start looking for subscriptions, still not specific, they've still not said magazine, they've still not said exactly what they want, but then we appear there again. Which means that when they get down to the point of saying, right, now I know exactly what I want, we already know loads about them, and we can make sure we're there in that moment. Now what we do alongside this is we make sure that we serve them the right content at each of these moments. So when they're in the awareness stage, we don't obviously say to them, buy our magazine now, because they're looking for gardening tips and they don't want to spend any money yet. So we send them to a nice blog that makes sure we talk about different gardening tips and the like. And then when they go through into that middle stage where they're unsure of what they want, but they know they want something, we make sure we show them a range of products. So we don't just force them down to one, because at that point they haven't yet committed. They're looking around, and make sure we show them all reviews and the like as well. So that when they do that final search for what they actually want, we've got all this information backing it up, so we can send them to the right place and help them over the line. And again, the point of all that is if we're here in these moments at the top, we can take all those signals, all those data, and we can guide them through. They'll have the brand recognition of us having been there the whole time, and we'll have all the data signals from them to make sure we can get them over the line effectively, and also at a cost that suits as well. And if we do all that at all 4 of those stages, then we will be winning. And that's it.